Hello guys, welcome to my channel, it's FlightMatt here. Welcome back to all the subscribers. So today I'm going to show you how to perform low speed and high speed rejected takeoff and what's the differences between them. First of all, why do we want to reject the takeoff? So I think the answer is simple. It's obvious: for safety. And to be honest with you, whenever I flew on that sim, I never seen the rejected takeoff. I never did rejected takeoff by myself. I usually fly away. And because one reason is the malfunctions on the plane in the game, they don't happen very often, to be honest. So maybe that's why we just used to fly like this and we never do malfunctions. Because probably, first of all, we know how to start the engines, we know how to take off, we know how to fly the plane, we know how to speak to the ATC, but maybe sometimes we just didn't know how to deal with this simple malfunctions. And there is not so many pilots that set the failures in the FMC here. Just to practice, just to check yourself, because maybe we don't know how. So this is what I'm going to try to show, and later on, hopefully on that sim, I'm gonna hear more and more emergency situations and more stuff, so it's not gonna be that boring anymore. Let me know in the comment if you ever seen somebody making a rejected takeoff, or maybe you did. That's good. I'm sure I've done a couple when I was offline, but it was on Airbus A320. Okay, so let's continue. I will be pilot flying as a first officer. I know it's a weird position for you because most of the gamers, flyers, pilots, they fly on the left side because it's the default position. It was hard for me at the beginning to get used to this new position, even for taxiing, but now it's fine after a couple of flights. So don't worry guys, just move your seat here and see how it is to be a first officer. Okay, so rejected takeoff. First of all, we have low speed rejected takeoff, which is up to 80 knots, and a high speed rejected takeoff, which is after 80 knots. So what's the differences? Probably there might be more differences, but the most important, I'm gonna tell you that before reaching 90 knots, even though we have auto brakes set to rejected takeoff, the plane is not gonna brake by itself. So we might put speed brakes up, reverses to full, but we're not gonna decelerate as much as with auto brakes. And after passing 90 knots, or maybe in the FCOM it states 89 exactly, but let's keep this 90 knots. Once we put the thrust levers to idle, the plane is gonna decelerate. So the FO has to make sure that we are decelerating. So what's the actions actually? I don't know, I have something here active, tire failure, clear all, yeah. We could actually make it activate again, tire failure, so no, but we can have it as an armed, I don't know, or arm in a couple of seconds. So let's try this out, but I will need to pause the sim, I think. So we're gonna do it later. Okay, do we always stop on the runway? No, we don't. If you are decelerating during the rejected takeoff, and you will see that there is like a minor issue, I don't know, some flashing light, some fuel pumps, or whatever here. I don't know, something with window heat, and you get a master caution for that. Then you know you don't have to slam the brakes unless there is the end of the runway. but you will just slowly vacate the runway and go back, if you are able, go back to the holding point. Fix the problem and then take off again. If you don't know and you're not sure that it's something serious or not, unless it's obvious, let's say it's engine fire, then you might stop on the runway, set the parking brakes, advise the ATC. Okay, so quick recap, guys, and I'm gonna show you what actually the captain is making the rejected takeoff. He is holding his hands on the thrust levers, so he's gonna simultaneously disarm the auto throttle, yeah, which is that button here, from any side, from that side or that side, doesn't matter. You just need to click it once, but of course I had it on my joystick, so it's just one button here. And then he put the thrust levers to idle. Manually he put the speed brakes to up and set the reverses to full. Then we are decelerating, yeah, and once we pass 60 knots, the FO in this case will put flaps to 40. In case of emergency, the passengers, they're gonna evacuate over the wing and they will be sliding like the kids on the slide in the playground down. So it takes a couple of seconds, you see. It's just flaps 2 now. It takes time to get to 40. So we are, let's say, around 50 knots. He put the flaps 40 and FO has to advise the ATC that we are stopping on the runway. Once we stop on the runway, quickly the captain will set the parking brakes, stow the speed brakes, so the evacuation weight is clear and the passengers can slide down. They don't have to jump over it, as you can see. The speed brakes are blocking the way, but they still can jump over it or just break it in